Hello, 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 good people. We are back in the building, ready to do what it is that we do. Want to give a shout out to my MVPs, that is men valuing purpose. And of course, we cannot forget the ladies loving and courageous, or as we call them, LLCs. Hope everybody's having a wonderful week this week. And as always, this channel, for those of you who are new, is about self-improvement, self-development, becoming the very best version of you that you can be. And like we like to say on this channel, it is a journey and not a destination. And finally, time is something that we all have a limited amount of. And I want to thank you for sharing some of your time with me here today. Important video today. Great topic, and hopefully insightful, useful information that you can practically take out into your normal everyday routine and add a new wrinkle to your game. So if you haven't already peeped the title, it is stress management. And maybe a little bit more specifically, let's say workplace stress management. So if you've had a job in life, which I know most of you have, you've experienced this in many different ways, many different forms and fashions, on different levels, and for varying reasons. Studies have shown that workplace stress is one of the most significant sources of stress that we can deal with. Additionally, there's no real way to totally avoid that, right? So let's begin with what causes stress. And that can vary from person to person because we all have different personality types. We see things different. We respond to things differently. But generally speaking, and I'm using this very generally, it can revolve around a few common things, let's say. Let's begin with pay, salary, or perhaps a lack thereof. This can be a big cause of stress, not only in the workplace, but it also leads to stress in your personal life and in relationships. The feeling of not having enough can definitely be overwhelming. And I think most of us can probably relate to that on some level or another. Having a heavy workload. This can be long, grueling hours, or the type of work that you're doing. Is it physically taxing? Is it mentally taxing? Is it a combination of both, perhaps? The environment that you're in, is it a stressful environment? Is it outside environment? For a lot of my blue collar guys, are you working, or guys and girls, are you working in extreme temperatures? Are you faced with the elements on that level? That can also present its challenges in creating the workload being heavier, or heavy enough to be stressful. Are you a person that deals with clients or guests or customers face to face all day long? Again, different personalities being thrown at you, different challenges, opinions, all of that can relate to stress on a level, and as well as being in a leadership role where you're leading a team and you're trying to get that team to reach goals, or you're trying to bring everyone together to understand a particular task, or you have one person who's strong in one area and one person who's strong in another area, or maybe you have two dominant personalities and they're clashing, and you're trying to manage all of that and put it all together in a nice bow so that you can get everything done in a timely and effective manner. That can also be stressful. Advancement opportunities, or a lack thereof. This can affect your ability to feel achievement, right? And we all want to feel a level of achievement in the things that we do because that helps motivate us to go on and do better things. And when we don't have that feeling, that can be a stressor. It can also point back to the financial elements that we spoke about not too long ago. So, knowing some of these stressors, how does it affect us? Well, if you're anything like me, work stress can come home with you, and it can change how you operate at home. I'm ashamed to admit that, but I don't think I'm the only person in the planet that deals with that. Matter of fact, I know I'm not. Probably most people that you know bring some level of stress from their job home with them. The boss responded in this particular way. This coworker is doing that. That's getting on this person's nerves. Your team as a whole is not reaching expectations or goals or quotas, or you deal with John and he's a horrible personality, and Jane is doing this, and the customers are creating this tension, or, there's too busy or too slow. Whatever it is you want to say, a lot of us, or maybe even all of us, I dare to say, bring some level of work stress home with them. And what can this do? That can change your appetite. That can change your mood. That can change your ability to relax. That can even change your sleep patterns. And this can help you, or not help you, but maybe encourage you to do some things that may not be as healthy as things that you need to be doing. Some of those things may be indulging in junk food or a bunch of candy, sugar, overuse of caffeinated drinks to keep energy, things like alcohol consumption or smoking, vaping. My MVPs and LLCs know that that's not something that we are looking to do, and we want to take care of business in the right way, right? But again, it's progress, not perfection. Not downing anyone who does those things. Just saying that this is a journey, right? Not a destination. So the question that we all have is, what exactly do we do? Now, we've got all this information. We know what bothers us. We know the effects of stress and how it can do different things in your life, physical and mental. So what is it that we do? How do we overcome this obstacle? Well, I want to say, first of all, that you're in the right place to get the right information. First of all, we got to know our triggers. What is it that gets you going? What is it that stresses you out? Is it your boss? Is it a particular coworker? Is it a task? Is it deadlines? Is it the guests or the clients? Is it the commute to work? I don't know. I can't answer those questions for you, but you have to know these things in order to be able to combat them. So find out the things that bother you, trigger you, or create more stress. And I would say spend perhaps a month. I think you could attempt to do this in a couple of days, maybe in a week, but I would challenge you to say a month of working or living and seeing the things that really bother you and that really stress you. Document them, what it is, who did it, maybe even how you responded, and put all those things in writing or record them, let's say. And then that way you can identify things that bother you or create stress, because you're not going to be able to solve a problem that you don't know exists or you don't know the root cause of. If you think about it, if you go to a doctor, they're going to run a whole bunch of tests, ask a whole bunch of questions, get your weight, your blood pressure, do all of this thing, an MRI if you think you broke something, whatever the case may be. They're going to be thorough in identifying what the problem is before they give you a prescription, right? Second thing is, once we've identified, is to respond better. Take a step back, perhaps. Or if you're being too passive, be more assertive. Don't take physical things or things that can alter your physical state, as we talked about, sugar, junk food, or some things that are even less healthy vices that perhaps you may do. Begin working out if you don't. I think having a great workout routine is ideal and is very helpful because it helps you release some of that tension or stress that you may be feeling. Get some of that energy that you have built up out of your body. Example of that for me was always basketball and athletics. As I got a little bit older, perhaps, I do dabble in occasional video games, things that kind of release your mind so you're not necessarily thinking about work when you shouldn't be thinking about work. The third thing is going to be develop healthy workplace or, in general, boundaries. So try not to always be on your job, meaning physically on the property, or when you're home, you're thinking about it, you're taking emails, voicemails, phone calls, you're checking this, your phone becomes your work away from work, and you're still connected to what's going on. And you're not really at home relaxing or away relaxing, using that time to recharge your batteries. If you are a person that enjoys sports, go out a few times a week with your team, with your guys, your girls, or whomever it is, and spend some time doing the activities that you like to do. If you're a gamer, link up online with some of your buddies and play Call of Duty or whatever game it is that you play to kind of mentally disconnect from the things that you deal with on a daily basis. All in all, I'm encouraging you to find a way to relax. If you're a reader, read. If you're an artist, draw. If you're a musician, grab your favorite instrument. Just do something that you enjoy, that's relaxing to you, to help you get in a better state of mind and to take your mind off of the job that you have or your career. Finally, use your team to help you. Team, you say? Well, if you haven't already, this is a perfect segue into a video that I made before called Elite Team Building. If you don't know, get a chance, go back and watch that video and you'll understand a little bit more the dynamics of team building and why that is important. But for the sake of this video, your team can give you great advice. It's a team of people that specialize perhaps in different areas or have different strengths or have different things that they've accomplished in their life that you admire, respect, and can learn from. In addition to having those great qualities, you can also bounce ideas off of them on how they handle stress or stressful situations, stressful people, disagreeable people. They can definitely give you some insight and advice on how to handle and do those things better. And that is what you're going to be faced with more often than not. And if it's very serious and your team, your elite built team, is not able to help you in that area, do not be ashamed or afraid to seek professional help or counseling. There's nothing wrong with admitting that we need help with a thing. Don't let your ego, don't allow yourself to be too stubborn to say, hey, this isn't something that I can handle by myself. Let me get somebody that's better equipped to guide me in the right direction, help me in getting where it is that I need and want to be. So there you have it. Those are things that cause stress, what stress can do to you, and ways that you can combat it. And this is a vital tool for success in work as well as life in general. So I want to encourage you, if you're dealing with a stressful situation on your job, be encouraged knowing that couple of things. Number one, the sun doesn't shine forever, and nor do storms last forever. You are going to have ups and downs. You're going to have peaks and you're going to have valleys. The thing is, how do you handle things when it's on top, as well as how do you handle things on the bottom? Be encouraged in knowing that things can and will get better. You just have to stay the course, if you will, make adjustments, link up with your team, perhaps change some of your habits. and you can definitely turn things around, see things in a better light, and ultimately get the better outcomes that you are looking for. Next video is going to be coming next week. Until then, if you guys can do a favor, as you always do, and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment in the comment section. Definitely like to hear from you, and give me some things that you may do, some hobbies that you may have, some adventures that you've been on, or things that you found are best practices, if you will, that have helped you in and out of stressful situations. What is your go-to thing? Love to hear that from you in the comment section. If you feel so compelled, I will gladly accept donations. A QR code for PayPal will pop up and give you the opportunity to do just that. And until the next video, I am your host, Mr. HJ, and we are out. Thank you, and God bless. And I'm out.